Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 5. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 26 IONIQ 5, and this is the SEL trim. So you get your SE, SEL, Limited, and then that range-topping XRT, which is going to be kind of more an off-road focused model. But I think the SEL gives you a lot of great equipment, style, tech, there's tons of cool stuff, and I think kind of the sweet spot in the lineup. Now for 2026, there was a few changes with the IONIQ 5. There's a charging cable that's going to be compatible with level 1 as well as level 2 charging. That's going to be included as standard now throughout the lineup. They also added this ultimate red color, which I think looks so good with these 19-inch wheels, and then cosmic blue pearl. Those were typically only reserved for the XRT trim, and then they also added a sage silver matte color. That's super cool. So if you're thinking about going with a matte paint, that might be one to consider. Then the other big thing, Hyundai has slashed a little bit of the pricing for the IONIQ 5 model, all the way up to as much as about almost $10,000. So there is still quite a bit of value with these IONIQ 5s, and if you're thinking about going electric or you're driving an older EV, there's a lot to like in this new 26 IONIQ 5. So for now, before we get too much into the weeds, let's put it in drive and go for a spin around. Let's begin with the EV motors. So there's a couple different options. There's a 168 horsepower single motor, then there's a 225 horsepower single motor, then there's the 320 horsepower dual motor. So that's the one we're going to have here today. Now, it also changes the ranges based on the wheels, the all-wheel drive or not having it. This particular one is the all-wheel drive. As you can tell, it's snowing. I'm in Minnesota, it's kind of the end of the winter season here, so you never really know, just going towards the end of February into March when you can get a lot of snow. So having the all-wheel drive or this H-Track system is pretty awesome. Now, as far as the standard range, 63 kilowatt hour battery, that's going to provide you with about 245 miles of range. If you go to the larger 84 kilowatt hour battery, you can get as much as 318 miles with the two-wheel drive model, and that's going to be with the single motor. This particular one, if you're going with the dual motor, with the H-Track, we're looking at a total range of about 290 miles. Now, that is if you can keep your foot out of it. It is so fun. I've just been giggling all morning because if you're not used to driving an EV vehicle, when you have the torque on tap like this one, it's so much fun. The roads are a little wet, they're a little slippery, so having that H-Track is really good because with these EVs, it has such a low center of gravity with the battery being kind of heavy and down low that you just feel like you're in a go-kart all day long. It's actually so much fun to drive. I wish we had a little bit of heavier snow so we could really give this thing a test, but I have driven them in the winter before and they are more than capable of tackling these Minnesota winters. Now on the outside, like I said, there's a couple different wheel options. So this particular one will get the 19-inch wheels. So they do look really cool. It's kind of like a 3-spoke twist design with this new ultimate red and the silver wheels, some of the silver accenting throughout the vehicle. I always thought the IONIQ 5 was so cool looking. I think this might be one of my most recommended EVs. When people ask me what should they be looking at, I think the IONIQ 5 gives you such a great value, and especially with 26, now that they've even lowered the prices a little bit, I think there's a lot to like here. But a few other things on the exterior of this particular one, where you would usually think you could pop the engine and look under there. You're just going to have the EV motor up there, but you also get a little bit of storage. Whether you're putting some of those plugs that now come with the vehicle, you can throw those in the back, throw them up front here. You can use a charging cable up there, just a little bit of storage. And then in the back, this one's also a power liftgate. So whether you use the key fob to open it up or you just walk around the back, click the button, that opens it up and gives you plenty of space. Being that it's kind of this hatchback design, you do get a lot of room in the vehicle. It's also a 60-40 split rear seat, so even with my camera gear and the box I had back there with the charging cable, there's like a ton of room in here. You could easily go away for a long weekend or make that Costco trip, have everything loaded up. It would just be super convenient. Now, in the second row, so this particular one in the SEL, this does get USB-C charging back there. There's also going to be vents in the back, so it's kind of side mounted back there. So whether you got the kids or maybe the dogs in the back, everybody's going to be comfortable back there. Those seats recline. You can actually slide them forward and back to give you a little bit more space as well. It's kind of hard with all the snow we're getting today to really get a good capture back there, but where I sit at 6'1", I didn't move the seat up front here. I was comfortable. I have tons of headroom in here. I have knee space. This is also kind kind of one of my preferred options without the sunroof. So there is a sunroof option in the IONIQ 5, but this particular one is just going to be the old slick top, but it gives you a little bit more headroom even. And that's something even from like behind the wheel here, I feel like I have so much room, whether it's knee space, headroom. There is no transmission tunnel in electric vehicles. So what that means is you get like a flat floor, whether it's in the front or in the back. You get a lot of storage space down here or in that second row. You don't have to worry about jamming 5 adults being in the middle because you're not going to really have that old school transmission hump that runs through the center. Now into the driver's seat. So like I said, with the drive modes, as we kind of take off from the light here, you can go in from a normal to a sport mode. And what that means is you unleash that 320 horsepower and it feels so torquey. When I put my foot down, man, you better be holding on because this thing really moves. It's actually so fun to drive because like I said, when you get that low center of gravity in the weight, you feel pretty confident that you're gonna get the bite and traction, and the steering in here is so good. You can tell that they really do build some sports cars, whether that's the Elantra N or the IONIQ 5N. That car is so much fun as well. But if we're looking at even the standard one, there's a lot to like here, whether it's just the handling, the capability of it. It's just an easy to use thing day to day, yet when you want to have some fun and put your foot down, it's just that instant torque and power gets you picked up and moving into traffic, whether it's from a stoplight or you're just trying to merge past somebody, gives you plenty of power on tap. Now, a few things in here technology-wise. This is going to have a 12.3-inch display. That's going to give you wireless Apple CarPlay as well. You can do Android Auto in here. It's got built-in navigation. And when you go into that Hyundai home screen menu, you can even pull up to see where the nearest charging ports are. You can look at some of your EV settings. So that would show you how much charge you have, what your range might be. There's so much stuff. You could do an entire video just on the infotainment screen, but the wireless Apple CarPlay is really nice as well. I had my Spotify going. The radio is actually really impressive in here. For this being kind of a mid-tier trim level, usually don't expect kind of the best audio quality, but man, is it really good. Whether it's podcasts or music, I was very impressed with that. Now, you also will have a few other things like your safety settings that you can go through and adjust and change. This particular one has blind spot monitoring in the mirror, has an adaptive cruise control system, lane departure warning. There's so much cool stuff. The Hyundai safety settings are some of the best. Their safety suite really doesn't get too intrusive. Sometimes when you get behind the wheel of these new vehicles, it feels like the cars may be darting or like ping-ponging back and forth on the road. But if I'm on the highway here at 60 miles an hour, I can set the steering kind of lane centering system, and it just kind of takes a peace of mind off to say, hey, maybe you're not paying attention for a second. You can kind of see it will keep you centered in the lane. If you don't like it, click the button one more time and that's off. It's simple, easy to use stuff, but it does come in very handy. Now, a few other things as far as kind of safety with our phones. I know we always have them with us, but this does have a wireless charging pad down here. So what that means is you can put your phone right down here on the charging pad. You're not going to be messing with it because you do have that wireless Apple CarPlay, which is really nice. It just makes it so simple to know your phone's going to be charged up and you don't have to really be messing with it when you're on the go. Now, we do also have USB-C charging down below. So that means you can plug in your phone down below. You can also use that in the second row, which is really nice. There's just lots of charging, lots of usability in here. There's just tons of good stuff when you're behind the wheel of the IONIQ 5. Not to mention the quietness of the interior. That's one thing because it's really windy, it's cold, there's water on the road today, but it's just quiet in here. The EVs, because you don't have that engine running, they're just silent. You just take off from the light, you're moving. When you're on the highway, they're nice and quiet in here. It's just a nice, comfortable place to be. But then on the other side here, we do have a full digital gauge cluster. So there's a little button on the left side of the steering wheel. You can go through, kind of keep track of all your pertinent information with the EV settings, your current range, which is really cool, and then kind of a range guide menu. So that can show you on the side of that screen, they'll give you a maximum range. So right now it shows like over 250, and then a minimum range of about 145. So if I keep driving in sport mode, just knowing that I might lower my range down a little bit, but I can also get a proper range when I'm driving out if I'm a little bit more well-behaved. Then there also is paddles behind the steering wheel. Those aren't for shifting. That's going to change your pedal. Basically, with the paddles, that regen, you can set to different kind of levels of where you want the vehicle to regen. So from 1, 2, 3, and then I have a full I pedal. So that's kind of like one pedal driving. So I'm at a stoplight here, I take my foot off the brake, not going anywhere. I have to use the gas pedal to keep moving. What's the benefit of that? It's gonna help regen back some of that energy. The brake power is gonna help me maybe build back a little bit of power, helps you just keep that range maybe sustained a little bit longer, or it can also add back a few miles. It's a really pretty cool system. Then I also do have my navigation in my center display. So I can keep it up on the Apple CarPlay if I want, or if I want to go to some of the EV settings, I can still get where I'm going with turn-by-turn directions. It really is just to keep me from not using my phone. And the system is so responsive. Like the Apple CarPlay, there's almost no lag whatsoever. Just makes it so easy to use. Even some of the newest cars for 2026 aren't as good as this Hyundai system. It's easy to pair your phone up, and then it just makes it so you're just paying attention to driving and not messing with the technology. Then we also have a fully digital climate control system. So it's touch sensitive, it still worked even with my gloves on. You can set the climate control in there. It's a dual zone climate control, so both driver and passenger can be really comfortable. It seems like there's a lot of good stuff in here. I know I'm just kind of talking really fast, trying to get through it all, but man, there's a lot to like. I love the design language of these vehicles. I think they look really cool. It's like a little flying trapezoid, but it's fun to drive, it's comfortable to drive. There's kind of a trim level that sort of works for everybody. And pricing wise, now they've made them a little bit more enticing for 2026. This particular one, MSRP is going to be around $46,000. At the time of filming, this one was actually under $40,000 as far as the sales price was concerned. There's a lot of car for the money. When we're looking at average new car price of about $50,000 nowadays, this doesn't feel like I'm getting $10,000 less than the average new car. And Hyundai says you can charge this vehicle from 10 to 80% in about 20 minutes on a DC fast charger. I think it's something like you can even get 68 miles back within 5 minutes, and they tested it, and it's actually true. So those range claims from Hyundai are real. You can get the mileage quickly if you want it, or if you have charging at home, it makes it really convenient to drive one of these IONIQ 5s every day. So I like the look, I like the driving, I like the technology. 3 years of complimentary maintenance right now too, plus a great warranty for the battery and some of the other stuff inside of here. I mean, I think Hyundai's just doing such a great job right now. I love the color, design of the vehicles, the cool like headlights. I think those little pixel style lights look so cool. Even when you come up to the vehicle, you can even remote start it. So like when it was snowy today, I was able to fire the vehicle up, get it nice and warm, even though it's not even really firing up, it's just kind of coming to life. And you can even do that in your garage, so it's nice and toasty when you get out to it. But overall, there's a lot to like. Whether you're driving an older EV or you're just looking for something new, want something that's fun, efficient, and looks cool, I think the IONIQ 5 is definitely one to add to the list. Come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive at the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 5. Now if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.